Justin Bieber.
If you were a kid in the 2000s, odds are you probably had a massive crush on Justin Bieber. The boy was adorable, singing love songs that made middle schoolers swoon, and he seemed like he had life all figured out. But little did we know, behind the perfect hair and catchy tunes, Justin was dealing with stuff that would send most of us running for cover. It all kicked off when Usher swooped in and took Justin under his wing at the ripe age of 14. Before this, Justin was all over interviews, gushing about how Usher was his mentor and idol. So naturally, Justin was over the moon when Usher became his industry guardian. At first, everything seemed like a fairy tale. But then the story took a sharp left turn. Usher, in what might be one of the worst ideas ever, decided to send young Justin over to P. Diddy's house for a fun-filled 48 hours. It was like sending a lamb into the lion's den and saying, "Don't worry, they're just going to play fetch." Surprise, surprise, the big bad wolf did what wolves do best. To this day, nobody knows exactly what happened during those 2 days, but Justin's songs like Lonely and Yummy hint that it wasn't exactly a joyride. And let's not forget those interviews where Justin practically said he wouldn't wish his experience on his worst enemies. Now, when Justin Bieber says that, you know it had to be pretty rough.
Wendy Williams.
Wendy Williams is famous for her total lack of a filter when it comes to spilling celebrity tea. She's built an entire career out of boldly serving up the juiciest gossip like it's fresh out of the oven. No regrets, no holds barred. But when it comes to Diddy, Wendy looks like she's seen the boogeyman himself. The strangest part of her obvious fear? She was one of the first to call him out, way back in the day, publicly saying that Diddy wasn't exactly a model citizen. She even labeled him a creep. So naturally, people are starting to wonder if he might have given her a good reason to be scared, like maybe a not-so-friendly threat. There was this one time Diddy appeared on Wendy's show, and you could practically see her heart doing backflips when she brought up her son. Diddy casually mentioned that he'd already seen the kid backstage, and it looked like Wendy was about 2 seconds away from fainting in her chair. Fast forward a few months, and Wendy mysteriously falls ill. Her show gets axed, and she loses everything. Some folks even believe her memory was wiped clean by some powerful forces, all because she was about to drop some serious truth bombs on Diddy and a few other celebrities. Of course, this is all just speculation, but if you connect the dots, it sure seems like Diddy might have silenced her before she had the chance to spill the real tea. Meek Mill. Meek Mill probably started his day just like any other guy, grabbed his phone, maybe hoping for a few notifications, and instead got hit harder than a piñata at a kid's birthday party with a barrage of ego-crushing memes. The internet was abuzz with his alleged involvement in Diddy's latest legal circus. There were videos of him awkwardly bobbing around in Diddy's pool, voice recordings that sounded straight out of a telenovela, and pictures of him living it up at Combs' legendary wild parties. At this point, suggesting they aren't close is like saying peanut butter and jelly are just casual acquaintances. Diddy was Meek's mentor in the music game, which in the world of gossip pretty much makes him guilty by proximity. Naturally, folks started whispering, wondering if Meek was in on Diddy's alleged shenanigans. But Meek wasn't about to let that rumor grow legs and run faster than his latest single. He hit Twitter like a guy diving into a pool of lava, offering a cool $100,000 to clear his name. Let's be honest, nobody's handing over that much cash unless they've got something to hide, right? And it didn't help that Meek was seen with Diddy, both dressed like they planned their outfits for a duo Halloween costume. Some people think Meek is throwing Diddy under the bus, but after working so hard to fix his image over the years, he's not gonna let a little rumor tear everything down like a bad karaoke version of his own song. Usher. Usher is the kind of guy who doesn't just breathe music, he breathes scandal like it's his personal oxygen. Picture this. Instead of simply singing and dancing at his concerts, he's out there finding creative ways to feed your girl cherries while giving her a lap dance. Yeah, he's always been a little eccentric. His song lyrics are so explicit, you'd be double-checking to make sure your AirPods are actually connected just to avoid embarrassing yourself in public. But can we really blame him? The guy was practically groomed for this lifestyle. From the start of his career, they packed him off to flavor camp to learn the fine arts of singing and apparently the not-so-fine arts of vice management. Now the plot thickens. During his time at this so-called camp, young Usher was living with Puff Daddy. Nobody really knows what went down at Diddy's flavor-filled sleepaway camp, but judging by all the whispers, let's just say Usher wasn't just learning how to sing. And when Diddy's legal mess hit the fan, Usher didn't just sit back and scroll Twitter. He deleted his whole account for 24 hours. I mean, if that's not a nothing to see here folks move, then what is? But here's the kicker. Usher must have known what Diddy's deal was all along, and he still kept his lips zipped. In fact, he had the nerve to send a 14-year-old Justin Bieber over to Diddy's house for a weekend, like he was dropping him off at summer camp. In one clip, Diddy even said they were gonna go butt blip crazy.
The next 48 hours, he's with me, so and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
And honestly, they probably did. Fast forward a few years, and when Usher was asked in an interview if he'd ever send his kids to one of Diddy's flavor camps, he shot that idea down faster than you can say, nope. Which, of course, makes everyone wonder. If he was so uncomfortable about it now, why did he think it was totally cool to send young Justin into that circus? Young Miami, also known as Caresha, is at the center of this wild drama, making headlines like a celebrity on a red carpet. Her name keeps popping up in connection with various trials, and it's no surprise since she was Diddy's girlfriend for quite a while. In fact, she was still with him when he got arrested by Homeland Security. Definitely an awkward time for their relationship. But wait, there's more. Young Miami is also involved in a lawsuit filed by a woman named Jane Doe, who claims that Diddy harassed her. The lawsuit alleges that Young Miami pressured this woman to have an abortion after learning she was pregnant with Diddy's child. This has led many people to think that Young Miami might be more involved in Diddy's troubles than she lets on. Despite all the rumors, Young Miami has said that her relationship with Diddy was consensual and not abusive. However, many people still aren't convinced. All anyone can say is, Caresha, please, because she doesn't seem innocent in the eyes of the public. Only time will reveal if she played a role in hiding Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, or if she's just another victim in this messy situation. 50 Cent. At some point, you've probably had someone get under your skin so bad that you'd cut ties with them, like a pair of too tight jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. Now, imagine that irritation on steroids, and then toss in a few extra scoops of salt. That's the level of disdain 50 Cent has for Diddy. If there's a world where Diddy has no enemies, then 50 Cent is probably hiding out in a parallel universe. 50 Cent, the self-proclaimed king of petty, has made it his mission to expose Diddy for who he believes he truly is. Their feud reportedly ignited when Diddy suggested taking 50 Cent shopping, covering the bill himself.
He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding. Let me get out of no. That's what the guy says to a girl.
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
You can imagine how that added fuel to the fire of 50 Cent's already raging hatred. Then came the news of Diddy's legal troubles, and what does 50 Cent do? He drops a documentary he's been secretly working on for the past decade. I mean, how much dedication do you need to have to spend 10 years plotting a cinematic takedown of someone? Apparently, 50 even hired a private investigator to crash Diddy's notorious parties and gather all the juicy dirt, biding his time for the perfect moment to unleash his findings. The craziest part? He's cashing in on this revenge project, having sold the documentary to Netflix. And the title? Diddy Do It, which is both hilarious and downright diabolical. Cassie Ventura. Now, this relationship is like a ticking time bomb that unleashed a Pandora's box of drama all over the news. It all kicked off when the real story about Cassie's roller coaster ride with Diddy hit the fan in her lawsuit filed in November 2023. In this jaw-dropping suit, she accused Diddy of some serious offenses, including sex trafficking and physical assault. The fact that she was only 19 when she met Diddy, who was a ripe old 40, just highlights the wild power imbalance in their relationship. Cassie also claimed that Diddy was the one who introduced her to various hard drugs and allegedly took a wrecking ball to Kid Cudi's car just for chatting with her. The lawsuit included some shocking details of abuse, and she even dropped a video showing him laying hands on her in a New York hotel lobby.
Surveillance footage that was captured inside of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016 allegedly shows Combs assaulting then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hallway. A now-settled lawsuit filed by Ventura claimed that she was trying to leave the hotel after a drunken Combs punched her. The video appears to show Combs chasing her down the hall, throwing her to the ground, and then repeatedly kicking her.
At one point, Cassie was spotted sporting a half buzz cut. Apparently, she had to chop off her hair because Diddy had yanked out half of it during one of their infamous blowouts. With evidence like that, Diddy couldn't keep playing denial games anymore. The video was crystal clear, and just a week later, he ended up coughing up $100 million to Cassie, Eminem. Another player worthy of a mention in this ongoing saga is the rap god himself, Eminem. This guy has a grudge against Diddy so fierce it could power a small town, and he's not shy about expressing it. If you're into rap, you know that one of the classic tactics for artists is to drop hints in their lyrics, and Eminem has mastered that craft. His animosity toward Diddy kicked off when rumors began swirling that Diddy was somehow involved in the untimely deaths of Tupac and Biggie. The buzz was that Diddy had a hand in orchestrating those tragic events, and since then, Eminem has channeled his lyrical genius to portray Diddy as a ruthless predator and abuser. Now, some might say that airing your grievances through song is a cowardly tactic. But let's be honest, if Eminem had tackled these accusations head-on back in the day, he might have found himself meeting his musical idols a lot sooner than expected.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel.